Welcome to Act 2 of Clair Obscur. And as in the last video, today I will again show you all the important things you should accomplish in Act 2 and that you shouldn't miss. Because besides a beautiful view, there are again several hidden boss enemies, hidden weapon upgrades, and even a few hidden minigames that we definitely don't want to miss. In this guide, however, nothing is missable. You can also complete everything in Act 3, but some things are well hidden and already quite useful if you collect them in Act 2. I'll show you again the best pictograms and the best hiding spots that you should find in Act 2. There are no story spoilers in this guide, but you will of course see a few enemies. When we start Act 2, we can definitely head straight to the Stone Wave Cliffs cave, and you should definitely go there, because there is a hidden boss there, namely the Chromatic Hexka, and you must always shoot at his stone to finally be able to defeat him. And he gives you a very good Pictus that you can always use even in Act 3, because he gives you the Pictus Revitalizing Revival, so every time an ally is revived you also get 3 AP, which is very good. Afterwards, you should definitely check out the Gestral Beach. Who doesn't enjoy these minigames? Except for the one where you have to jump up. Here at Gestral Beach, there's another minigame, and you need to make sure not to move too much. Then you can defeat the toughest opponent in volleyball and thus earn the swimsuit as a reward. We then continue to the next island, which is just around the corner to the left, and you should go into the small passage there as a hidden merchant awaits. And if you're into outfits, this is the man for you, because here you can find a skirt for Lune. You should also check out the Lost Woods. This is a very small level with a very special boss who gives you a good Pictus, which I actually still use in Act 3. This one gives you 2 shields when your energy falls below 50 once per battle, and it's essentially my emergency Pictus. Next, you should definitely collect the remaining Gistral. The next one can be found at the White Tree, and we need a total of 4 Gistral to unlock the ability initially, and you can find the next one already in Act 2 at the White Tree. There, the third Gistral is located in a small grove at the back, and you can talk to him and send him back to the camp. Additionally, you will also find the 4th Gistral roughly back here once you have completed the Forgotten Battlefield. You should definitely unlock him as well, and then subsequently unlock the Farbruch ability, which allows us to break the rocks. So if you have found the 4th Gistral here, make sure to go back to Sastro and unlock the ability. To find the 4th Gistral, we have to go through the Forgotten Battlefield anyway. And when you're here, there's a hidden boss that you should definitely check out. Here at the checkpoint of Expedition 48, you will find the Faded Man, and from here we can go right past him and follow the entire path. Here there's a small hidden passage that can be easily overlooked, and also on the left there's of course a journal from Expedition 41. Take that with you. However, that's not the main focus of this path. Instead, if you turn around and continue following the path here, you'll find a chromatic enemy that is initially relatively strong. However, he always uses the same attack, therefore he could be quite easy for you to defeat. And once you've defeated him, you'll receive a very good Pictus from him, which is really excellent. After defeating the Chromatic Luster, we get the Invigorating Parry, and we always gain +1 AP when we successfully parry. So, a Pictus that you absolutely should have and that you can definitely still use in Act 3. Invigorating Parry is therefore a must, so you should defeat this opponent at least once. Once we've left the battlefield behind, we should definitely go back into the quarry, because there you can discover a special mini game. Go in here once and you will meet a new character who will also tell you a little story. If you want to complete his little mini task here and manage to do so, you will of course receive a great reward. You must be careful to always dodge the red shots and collect the green shots. And when you have completed all the trials, there is a little reward for you. However, the guy doesn't hand over the reward automatically, so make sure to talk to him again afterwards and remind him that he was supposed to give you a reward, and then you'll receive a Pictos from him, specifically the healing Parry upgrade, which is quite good because every time you heal you regain over health. Otherwise we naturally continue and soon encounter the new character Monoco. As we learn, he indeed loves feet and collects them. That's why we can already collect some feet at the beginning. And I've uploaded a complete guide on the channel for you. Feel free to check it out so you can get the most important feat for Monaco as quickly as possible. However, one foot is particularly important and you can get it quite early in Act 2. One of the best feat for Monaco and thus one of the best abilities, namely the Danseuse Waltz. And you can get it really early in Act 2, otherwise you won't get it again until late in Act 3. And you should definitely get this item because it deals extreme fire damage. And you can find the whole thing back here in the corner. So you need to walk there with the party, and Monaco must of course be in your team. And here you'll also find some hidden things like a hidden merchant and a hidden boss enemy. And we can defeat her once and get the special foot from her, or rather from her. Because you have to take down this lady here once and then you get the foot and one of Monaco's strongest attacks. In Monaco Station you should definitely make sure to meet the fashionable Grandis, who gives you various outfits. You should definitely have each girl from the team talk to the fashionable Grandis and answer all his questions correctly, and then everyone on the team gets the pure outfit. However, he only serves female characters. That's why you switch back and forth between the girls and answer his questions. I've uploaded a separate guide on the channel with all the answers to all the questions. Feel free to check it out if you're having trouble. The easiest way is to always choose the longest answer, and then you'll get the new outfit for all the female characters in your team. When we move on the Demon and reach Alt Lumiere, there are some secrets to discover here, as we can, for example, use the old key from the prologue to get a hidden diary. You get it when you start from the left street checkpoint and go down here, and you can follow this path. I've already made some videos about it, and you can then go towards the cliff back here and find a pipe where we can jump on. So just keep walking through here and you'll see a small cliff back there. Go there once. There we also see an item. We can of course take it with us right away. Then just let yourself fall down here and you can use the old key we took from the prologue. And open the door back here to get the hidden diary, which you definitely shouldn't miss or you'll lose the trophy. Otherwise, once we are out of Old Lumiere, you shouldn't continue playing immediately. Instead, return directly to Old Lumiere, as some new paths have now opened up that we can definitely explore. I'll show you some of these moons starting again from the entrance. We'll start from there and can face a hidden boss, which we certainly want to find. And it gives us some pretty good loot. So just walk straight through from the entrance. The path is a bit longer, which makes it quite difficult to find, especially considering that you have to return to Old Lumiere. Fly through here and you'll reach checkpoint 42, which you can use if you've unlocked it. Train station ruins. From there we can set off and find a special boss enemy that looks pretty cool. You can already see it glowing down there. The glowing orb, we want to attack it now. Yes, and then we can defeat the secret boss enemy here to obtain a special Pictus. So just fly over here once. And the boss enemy is waiting for you here, and it's already quite challenging. So make sure you know its rhythm and always dodge, and then you should be able to manage and defeat it. Once you've done that, you'll not only get a new weapon, but also the Pictos catch-up. And you immediately get a turn when you are revived, which is very, very useful. Even later in Act 3, when we are revived, we always get a turn immediately, and you shouldn't miss this thing. Additionally, from the checkpoint up here, there's also a hidden mime to find, which many have probably missed. Just run all the way through here and feel free to take another look at the path. I have to speed this up a bit, of course, because the path goes quite far into the level, and we first have to run through the entire main path of the level again to find the hidden mime. Run all the way through here, and as mentioned, you'll be back on the main path. In between, there isn't a major checkpoint, and you basically run back to the boss arena. You can already see the large sword sticking in the ground back there, and that's where we need to go. So always head towards the large sword, and once you arrive there, you can turn around and follow this path. This path is new, and we can go along here, shimmy along the back, and reach the next area. And up here we also find the hidden mime. I found this one to be the hardest to find so far, and you should definitely pick it up here to get a nice baguette hairstyle. Once we've done that, we must definitely stop by the Gastral Beach in the next section. And there's really a mini game there that is quite something, but there's a little trick to this mini game. You have to complete a timed course here as well and get through as quickly as possible. Do it. It's actually relatively easy. You just keep running through here, of course, holding down the run button, and the most important thing is to know that at the very end, at the intersection, we take the right path. It's significantly faster because the ledge is much lower, allowing us to gain the remaining 2 to 3 seconds and receive our reward here. Just keep jumping through these spinning platforms so they don't push you too far back, and then take the right path here. This is very important, otherwise you won't make it in time and won't have it in the bag. For the ladies, but also for some boys, there's the shirtless outfit from Verso here, which you can certainly check out. Otherwise we continue on, and there's a secret cutscene to discover in Act 2. Specifically if you swim towards the monolith here, without having completed the Visage and Siren levels beforehand. There's a secret cutscene there that's quite funny, you should definitely check it out. Additionally, we absolutely have to visit the island with the red forests, because there's the Eerie Cave. It's located quite far to the right on the side in Act 2. And there we find a very, very good weapon for Sciel, which we can obtain here. Just go into the cave here. Take a sharp left on the left side, and there you'll find the first good weapon. It's actually for Lune, but we'll take the first weapon with us here. It's located at this glowing statue. We'll grab it, but the weapon we really want I'll show you now. From here, which is a good point for orientation, we simply start through and continue following this cave, and eventually we'll discover a small light which we will continue to follow. You are then back at the beginning here and continue flying through, and from here we fly back here and follow this path. Here you will soon see the light burning that I showed you earlier on the left side, and here you can go straight through without using the grappling hook. Just fly into the darkness here, and you will then notice that there's still an enemy in the corner that we need to defeat. And from him you will receive a special sword for Sciel, which is really very good. And you should definitely use it, because with it you can already defeat some strong boss enemies that you might otherwise only defeat in Act 3. And for that I've already made several guides on the channel for you. With this weapon you can easily defeat the Big Tet because every time you parry him you gain a shield with it. And you will find the Big Tete over here on the coastal cave island, and you can defeat him there once. As soon as you have the weapon, it's really super easy, because you don't have to take away all of the Big Tate's health, as he has 2 million HP. You just need to survive the fight until the end, and this sword will help you with that. It ensures that when you parry, you repeatedly get a shield, making you almost invulnerable with at least one character, allowing you to endure the fight until the end. You then receive the Pictus Warm Laufen, which is a very good Pictus that we still use in Act 3. It is really strong. Additionally, you get the Big Tete Foot, also a very powerful attack for Monoco. As already mentioned, the recently found sword Chalium is the game changer, because every time you use the skill in defense mode, you get a shield with it. Additionally, Sciel has a skill that allows you to immediately switch to the defense position or execute the defense position again. If you do this in defense, you can see down here that with each parry a shield is added. And right at the beginning we already have 9 shields. So get the sword and defeat the Big Teat. Using the same principle, we can also defeat Sprong if you have this sword. How it all works is of course a bit more complicated here, but generally the tactic is relatively the same. And for that I've made a detailed guide on the channel, because if you defeat Sprong now, you get one of the best Pictus in the entire game, with which you can always attack twice. And that's really a game changer and makes things a lot easier for you. So the entire Sprong guide is available on the channel. When it comes to entering the Siren level, we also find some hidden sections here that we shouldn't miss, so we are going in here. When you're at the checkpoint and decaying path, you can take down the boss enemy here. This is the first mid-boss you encounter in the level. And here at the boss, there's a hidden vendor that many probably missed. Because if you go left from the boss into the area, you'll find a chroma behind the pillar. If you turn around there now, you can find hidden climbing hooks here and use them to reach a secret area, so just turn around and look at these pillars back here. And there you see that there are more of these grappling things, and we can swing over to a new area. And here there's also a P-Tank and a hidden vendor who has a very good Pictus for you. So activate the magic rope and lower yourself down here, and you'll immediately see the P-Tank. To send it to its place, just send it straight ahead here and walk around with it. And once you've done that, you can send it into its station, then just go straight through here again, and the P-Tank will automatically arrive where it needs to be. Use it to get a bit more of overpaint and of course the color of Lumina. I don't need to tell you that anymore, but to the left here is the next vendor, next to this P-Tank. Once you've defeated him, you naturally collect his loot, but definitely turn around here again and use the vendor. Additionally, in this fire chalice up front, there's another color of Lumina that we can also take with us. And then we go to the vendor to buy a special Pictus, which is relatively easy to miss, but will really help you a lot. So talk to the vendor and feel free to challenge him to a duel. And you can already see the double marking here. Significantly powerful is also very good, but especially Revitalizing attack 2 is really excellent, and you get an AP every time with standard attacks. Therefore, this Pictus is quite valuable, and you can still make good use of it later in Act 3. Let's then proceed to the final level of Act 2, namely the Monolith, and once we enter it, we can also find a hidden merchant here, specifically from the checkpoint of Expedition 70, Corrupted Meadows. From here you should first continue straight ahead and you will soon come to a black and white scene again. Once you've calmly watched the scene, you'll come to a section of the level that somewhat resembles Flying Waters, and there's a small ocean here again. When you enter here, the first major enemy is directly in front of you, serving as a distraction so that you might miss the merchant. Therefore, don't let yourself be distracted by him. Go in and take care of him. But then immediately turn around, because back here at the beginning on the right by the algae, we can find a hidden merchant who has some pretty good items that we can buy from him. It's a bit expensive, but you can challenge the merchant here, buy some weapons, and get a special Pictos once you've defeated him. Here you can get the Pictos Revitalizing Purification, which is pretty good. If you receive a negative status effect, you automatically get 2 AP as well. A very good Pictus that we can still use well in the end game. Friends, that's it for Act 2, and I hope you've collected the most important things now. You can find many guides on Clair Obscur on the channel, of course. I would be happy if you take a look there, and then maybe we'll see each other in the next video. Take care, adios, and ciao ciao.